You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. On play action, it's Wentz. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
To try again after the sack. Wentz. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Wentz going to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Wentz now on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Wentz. It's caught by Mike Evans.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Wins to throw again.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked up by John Johnson.
And the Packersons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that,
he's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 36 yards on the play.
You'd think defenses might be a little more prepared for plays like this because so many offensive coordinators, when they get the ball after a turnover, they do like to dial up a deep ball right away. And if I were a defensive coordinator in this league, that's exactly what I would say to my defense before they went out to play. In this case, though, they didn't get the message, and a big play resulted.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to have it here at their own 15.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
There you go.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
And still in the first half here, a long way to go.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance, knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They just get the play off. Now Prescott. Open target here, Darius Slayton. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Here's Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Prescott to throw on 4th. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Looking right sideline, that's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys!
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. Joey Sly on for the extra point.
And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
After 1-7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 23. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Wentz now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
He's going to look deep down the field. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
And the Packers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half, because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
They'll run for it with Henry. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. I love those plays. 4th and 1, that's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. Touchdown, Packers! Keenan Allen, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Packers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Going deep here for Allen. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
These are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Wentz's throw taken in by Evans here. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Fourth down and no hesitation from Matt LaFleur as he sends out the field goal unit. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he tries to get as much as he can here while protecting the football as he dives to the ground. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that is incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Prescott. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Prescott yet again. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
47.
4th down, Prescott. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They fake the give, now Wentz. And he will go down, a Cowboys sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And some room to maneuver. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I think if you asked them truthfully, they would have been happy to get 8, 9, maybe even 10 yards there and give them a manageable 3rd down attempt. Instead, he found plenty of room there on the catch and run and turned 2nd and long into not just a 1st down, but a huge play.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The center receiver in motion to the right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Cowboys are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around, or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And he tries to get as much as he can here while protecting the football as he dives to the ground. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. They go to Elliott again.
He'll get this to about the 38.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. On 2nd down, Elliott.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
But Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there.
Now Elliott. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead is now 14-10. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Throwing again on second down. Wentz. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he gets it down to the 32. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Running from the gun with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Allen, the man in motion right. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. And the tight end goes in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught by Evans. Touchdown, Packers. Mike Evans, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20.
The Cowboys make over 3rd down at their own 24-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the 3rd quarter, but a moment ago, the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
Play action now. Prescott on the move to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Again, it's Elliott. Ooh, with a juke. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he is going to have the Cowboys 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. On play action, Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side with Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
Prescott on 4th down. He's got it complete to Tolbert. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by John Johnson.
And the Packers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 49 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. To throw is Wentz. And Allen's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On now is the Packers punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Now Prescott.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. One last shot now for Prescott. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Packers, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll fall to 1-1, and they will be at home next.